Imagine pouring your heart out to a machine. AI therapy promises instant support, but can algorithms truly understand human pain? We expose the hype, reveal hidden risks, and explore whether digital therapy is a lifeline or just an illusion. The truth behind AI mental health apps may surprise you. Chapter 1. Can AI really be your therapist? Imagine opening your phone late at night when the world feels heavy and silence presses against you. You type a question into a glowing chat window. Why do I feel so alone? Instantly, a response appears. Calm words, neatly arranged, telling you that your feelings are valid, that you're not alone, that things will get better. For a moment, it feels like someone is listening. But then you realize it isn't a person. It's a program. A chatbot. A digital therapist in your pocket. This is the promise of AI therapy. It's marketed as fast, affordable, and always available. No waiting lists, no awkward introductions, no expensive hourly rates. Just you and your device, ready to talk whenever you need. The idea is seductive. Therapy without barriers, healing without delay. For many, especially those who struggle to access traditional mental health care, it feels like a miracle. Companies present AI therapy as the future. They show polished ads with smiling faces, glowing screens, and slogans about mental health for everyone. The message is clear. Artificial intelligence can step in where human therapists cannot. It can be your guide, your listener, your support system. And in a world where loneliness and stress are rising, who wouldn't want a therapist available 24/4/7 right in your pocket? But let's pause for a moment. What does it really mean to have a therapist who isn't human? Therapy is not just about words, it's about connection. It's about the subtle pauses, the tone of voice, the warmth in someone's eyes when they say, "I understand." Can a machine truly replicate that? Can algorithms replace empathy? The hype around AI therapy thrives on convenience. Imagine you're a student overwhelmed by exams or a worker burned out by endless deadlines. You don't have time to schedule sessions or money to pay for them. AI therapy promises instant relief. You open the app, type your worries, and receive structured advice. Breathe deeply, write down your thoughts, try a short walk. These are useful suggestions, but they're also generic. They don't come from someone who knows your story, your history, your pain. They come from a database. Still, the appeal is undeniable. For someone who has never spoken to a therapist, AI can feel like a safe first step. It's anonymous, it doesn't judge, and it responds quickly. That sense of being heard, even if imperfect, can be powerful. And in moments of crisis, having something rather than nothing can make a difference. Yet, beneath the promise lies a question that keeps echoing. Is this therapy, or is it just advice dressed up as empathy? When you pour your heart out to a chatbot, are you truly being understood, or are you simply interacting with clever programming designed to mimic care? This is where the hype meets reality. AI therapy is not a replacement for human connection. It cannot see the tears in your eyes, hear the tremble in your voice, or notice the silence when you struggle to speak. It cannot adapt to the complexity of your emotions in the way a human therapist can. What it offers is structure, not soul. And yet, millions are turning to it. The promise of accessibility is too strong to ignore. It raises a bigger question about our society. Are we so desperate for support that we're willing to accept simulations of empathy? Or are we simply curious, testing the boundaries of what technology can do for our minds? If you've ever wondered about this yourself, you're not alone. That's why we're exploring it here, because the future of therapy is not just about professionals in offices, but also about the tools we choose to trust. And if you want to keep following this journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. That way, you won't miss the deeper dive into the cracks and risks that come next. The promise of AI therapy is dazzling, but promises can be fragile. Behind the glowing screens and polished ads, there are cracks waiting to be revealed. And once you see them, you may never look at digital therapy the same way again. Chapter 2: The Problems with AI Therapy. When the glow of technology promises comfort, it's easy to forget that behind the polished interface lies something far less human. AI therapy apps and chatbots are designed to mimic care, but the cracks begin to show the moment you look closer. One of the most obvious problems is empathy. Therapy is not just about words, it's about the way those words are delivered. A human therapist notices the tremble in your voice, the silence between sentences, the way your eyes shift when you're holding back tears. These subtle cues guide their response. An AI, however, cannot see or feel them. It processes text, not emotion. Its replies may sound supportive, but they lack the warmth that comes from genuine human connection. Imagine telling a chatbot about the loss of someone you loved. The program might respond with, "I'm sorry to hear that. Loss can be difficult." Technically, that's correct. But does it comfort you? Does it feel like someone truly understands your pain? For many, the answer is no. The words are hollow, like an echo in an empty room. Another issue is privacy. When you share your deepest thoughts with a therapist, you trust that they remain confidential. With AI therapy, your words are stored as data. They may be encrypted, but they still exist somewhere in a system that can be accessed, analyzed, or even sold. The thought of your grief, your fears, your secrets being reduced to data points is unsettling. Therapy is supposed to be a safe space, yet with AI, that space feels fragile. Then there's the problem of generic advice. AI therapy often relies on pre-programmed responses or structured techniques like cognitive behavioral therapy. These can be helpful in some cases, but they are limited. A human therapist adapts to your unique story, weaving together insights that fit your life. AI cannot do that. It offers the same suggestions to thousands of people, regardless of their background or circumstances. What feels like personalized care is often just a script. Consider the scenario of burnout. You tell the chatbot you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and losing motivation. It might suggest taking breaks, exercising, or practicing mindfulness. These are good ideas, but they're also the same advice you could find in a quick online search. What's missing is the deeper exploration. Why are you burned out? What patterns keep repeating? And how can you change them? That's the kind of work only a human therapist can guide. There's also the danger of over-reliance. Some people begin to treat AI therapy as their main source of support. They pour their emotions into the chatbot, expecting it to heal them. But when the responses fail to provide real comfort, frustration sets in. Worse, it can create a false sense of progress. You might feel like you're in therapy, when in reality you're just cycling through automated replies. The illusion of help can delay the decision to seek real professional care. Cultural sensitivity is another blind spot. Human therapists bring their own understanding of culture, identity, and social context into sessions. They can recognize when advice needs to be adapted to fit someone's background. AI, however, struggles with nuance. It may misinterpret slang, overlook cultural references, or fail to grasp the weight of certain experiences. For someone seeking understanding, this lack of sensitivity can feel alienating. The final problem is accountability. If a human therapist makes a mistake, there are ethical guidelines and professional boards to hold them responsible. With AI therapy, accountability is murky. Who is responsible if the chatbot gives harmful advice? The company? The programmers? The algorithm itself? This uncertainty leaves users vulnerable. All these cracks: empathy, privacy, generic advice, over-reliance, cultural insensitivity, and accountability combine to reveal the limits of AI therapy. It is not evil, nor is it useless, but it is incomplete. It cannot replace the depth of human connection, the safety of confidentiality, or the adaptability of real therapists. The promise of AI therapy may shine brightly, but the reality is filled with shadows. And once you see those shadows, it becomes clear: machines can simulate care, but they cannot embody it. They can offer structure, but not soul. They can provide words, but not presence. The question then becomes, if AI therapy is flawed, does it still have a place? Can it support without replacing, guide without pretending to heal? That's where the story turns next toward the middle ground, where technology and humanity might coexist. Chapter 3, AI plus human therapists, what actually works? The story of AI therapy is not only about hype and disappointment, it is also about possibility. While machines cannot replace human therapists, they can play a role in supporting mental health when used wisely. The future of therapy may not be a battle between humans and algorithms, but a collaboration that blends the strengths of both. Think of AI as a tool, not a substitute. Just as a notebook helps you organize your thoughts or a meditation app guides your breathing, AI can provide structure and reminders that make therapy more effective. For example, a chatbot can help someone practice cognitive behavioral techniques between sessions. It can prompt them to record their thoughts, challenge negative beliefs, or track their mood over time. These small exercises, repeated consistently, can reinforce the work done with a human therapist. This combination works because it respects the limits of AI. Machines are good at repetition, structure, and availability. They can remind you to journal, encourage you to take breaks, or guide you through breathing exercises. But they cannot replace the deep exploration of your emotions, the subtle recognition of your struggles, or the empathetic presence of a therapist. When AI is used as a supplement, not a replacement, it becomes a helpful ally rather than a hollow substitute. Imagine a therapy session where the human therapist listens carefully, offering insights and empathy. Between sessions, the AI app checks in, "How are you feeling today?" It encourages you to note your emotions, reflect on your progress, and practice techniques. When you return to the therapist, you bring this record with you. The therapist sees patterns, notices changes, and uses that information to guide the conversation. In this way, AI becomes a bridge, connecting your daily experiences with the deeper work of therapy. Another area where AI can help is accessibility. Many people cannot afford regular therapy or live in places where therapists are scarce. AI tools can provide basic support, offering coping strategies and exercises that are better than nothing. For someone waiting for an appointment or living in a rural area, these tools can be a lifeline. They may not solve everything, but they can reduce isolation and provide a sense of guidance. AI can also help therapists themselves. By analyzing patterns in a patient's journal entries or mood logs, AI can highlight trends that might otherwise go unnoticed. A therapist might see that a patient's anxiety spikes at certain times of day, or that their mood improves after social interactions. These insights can make therapy more precise and effective. In this way, AI acts as a lens, helping therapists see details more clearly. Of course, this collaboration requires caution. AI must be designed responsibly, with strong privacy protections and clear boundaries. It should never replace the therapist's judgment or claim to offer complete care. Instead, it should be transparent about its role, a supportive tool, not a healer. When used this way, AI can enhance therapy without undermining it. The balance between AI and human therapists is like the balance between light and shadow. AI provides structure, clarity, and availability, the light. Human therapists provide empathy, depth, and connection, the shadow that gives the light meaning. Together, they create a fuller picture of care. Consider the metaphor of a flashlight in the sunrise. AI is the flashlight, useful in the dark, guiding you step by step. But it cannot replace the sunrise, the warmth and fullness of human presence. The flashlight helps you move forward until the sun rises, but it is the sunrise that truly transforms the world. This middle ground is where the future of therapy lies. Not in machines pretending to be human, but in machines supporting humans not in replacing empathy with algorithms, but in using algorithms to strengthen empathy. The promise of AI therapy becomes real only when it is grounded in this balance. For viewers, the takeaway is simple. AI therapy is not a miracle cure, nor is it a dangerous fraud. It is a tool. When used alone, it is incomplete. When combined with human therapists, it can be powerful. The challenge is to use it wisely, to recognize its limits, and to embrace its strengths. The journey through AI therapy begins with dazzling promises, moves through cracks and disappointments, and arrives here in the middle ground, where technology and humanity meet. This is not the end of the story, but the beginning of a new chapter in mental health care, a chapter where machines and humans work together, each doing what they do best to support healing and growth.